In this video, I'm going to share my 5-step exact affiliate marketing strategy that earned over $8,372 in the last 31 days. So starting from the top, we're going to go over the earnings growth over the last 90 days so you can see how the earnings absolutely exploded from May to June to July. Then I'm going to go step by step and share my 5-step affiliate marketing strategy that is absolutely crushing it in 2025. And I'm also going to share how I'm copying 9-figure affiliate websites for more authority and sales. It's a recent thing that I just started doing, and it's made a drastic difference in my affiliate websites. All right, before we jump into that, I want to give a quick shout out to the school community, the Profit Guild. Listen, I'm going live every single week, including in 4 hours tonight, where I'll be doing a live stream Q&A with all of our members and also with my coaching clients. And you can ask me anything. You can ask some of our members like Tyler here. I want to give a big shout out, who earned over $3,541 in profit in the last month. This is so awesome to see our members succeeding. And Tyler's one of the people who is in the community and who's part of these live streams. And he shares so much helpful advice. And there's so many people just like Tyler. So if you want to join the Profit Guild, you also get access for free to my $500 affiliate starter kit, which is going to basically help you set up and launch your affiliate business. This is a starter kit that is valued at over $500, and you can get instant access to it if you join the paid Profit Guild school community. So anyways, jumping back into the presentation. So let's talk about some of the earnings. So this is a quick screenshot from June 2025, where this case study earned just under $4,000 profit. It was $3,938.74. But let's move on to July, where things really exploded. And basically, the business earned $8,372.34, which is just insane. So to break down that income, $5,565.12 were from Amazon Associates, which this just blows my mind. So half of those earnings were from international sales and US sales, from affiliate commissions, just straight up from clicking Amazon links and people buying stuff. But then there was also a $2.9K, $2,900 monthly reward performance incentive bonus that was added on top. So you combine those two, it's $5,565. Now, this was actually the first month that this case study experiment website, which honestly was never really meant to make money, but it actually got into Mediavine a month and a half ago in June. But July was the first month, start to finish, that it actually had a full month of earnings. And it earned $2,198.33, which is insane. Ad revenue. This is the one missing piece that when I looked at my database of over 70 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure affiliate websites and blogs, ad revenue was actually close to being the number one income stream, even more than affiliate marketing, which, that's something that I didn't really expect. I've always been all in on affiliate marketing. I've always been 100% almost exclusive affiliate marketing. But the reality is, these websites, if you could make money from both affiliate marketing and just from people visiting the website and seeing ads and you get paid, why not? I've made a good amount of money from YouTube AdSense, over $10,000 a month from my main YouTube channel you're seeing now in the past. So I've seen the power of ads. It's just for websites. I was kind of lukewarm about putting ads all over your website, but to be honest, if it's earning an additional $2,000 a month, why not? Okay, that's a big part of my strategy for 2025, is implementing that premium ad revenue, which is now multiple 4 figures in its first month alone. Lastly, we have YouTube AdSense, which earned $608.89. Not really like a crazy driver. It's the third biggest income stream, or should I say smallest income stream out of these three. But to be honest, an extra $600 a month, it can be a car payment. It can help pay for utilities, for other bills like that. And to be honest, anyone who does YouTube, that $600 a month from YouTube AdSense is pretty decent. Especially considering that this YouTube channel only has a little over 5,000 subscribers. It was just launched like 4 or 5 months ago. So honestly, we'll take it. So in total, $8,372.34. We're up 112% from June, which was $3,938, which I shared in the last slide. But just to visualize this even better, look at this graph Shout out to ChatGPT for helping make this line graph. But look at the growth month over month over month. So we had a 56% growth from May to June, which was already huge. So 2.5K in May to 3.9K in June, but it just exploded in July. I mean, it was just such a huge month where everything just lined up perfectly. We had Amazon Prime Day, which was a nice little boost, but to be honest, the whole month as a whole was very strong to get these kinds of earnings, especially jumping 112% month over month. It's just incredible growth. Now, anyone who's either an entrepreneur or maybe you work a 9 to 5, you know the significance of $8,333 a month, which translates to $100,000 a year. Now, I need to remind you, this is mostly profit, because the only expenses to generate this kind of money is a $30 a month website hosting, a cheap domain, $2 a month keyword research tool, keywords everywhere I've been talking about. So we're not paying much there. And that's pretty much it. And then using an iPhone for YouTube, which, that cost is just included because I already would have owned the iPhone regardless. So we're spending roughly a little over $30 a month to make over $8,300 a month. And again, at the annual run rate, that's $100,000 a year, 6 figures. Did not expect this case study experiment, which I started a year ago, to hit these kind of numbers this quickly, but here we are. It's insane. So the other thing I want to share, and now this is a slide from my last video, but I keep talking about exponential versus linear growth. And the reason why I need to bring this up is because if you look at our growth in the last 3 months, this is nothing short of exponential. And if we were to expand this further with the earnings from like April, March, February, it would look even more exponential and just to the moon, right? But you can see how this just perfectly matches up with that exponential growth curve. And this is why people need to get rid of that employee mindset of, whatever the business earns last month, that's going to be the same the next month. It goes up, it goes down, it does all sorts of things. But where can you have a business or an income stream that can go up 112% month over month? That's why you need to own a business. That's why you need to be a business owner and an entrepreneur, because you get to dictate your income and you get to fire your boss. If you work hard enough, if you make enough money, you can walk out of your job. Okay. So that's why it's important that you need to understand how the growth of these things works, because it's not that, trade time for money equation that people are used to. That's why most people get discouraged. They put in 100 hours, they get paid 0, and they get discouraged. But it's like, you do that up front so that one day your business can grow 50% month over month, 100% month over month. And to be honest, I've seen this kind of growth before. So to me, I'm kind of used to this. That's why I keep preaching about, exponential growth. You need to understand how the growth curve works on the internet versus trading time for money. But, at the end of the day, to see it live, you have to realize this is how these things grow. You have to be patient, okay? Now, let's move on. Let's talk about a little bit something really interesting, which is the business valuation. How much is this business worth? So an industry standard for these online businesses, we're talking a website, we're talking YouTube channels, which is attached to this website, which would make it be worth a premium, if you ask me. Also, the website's approved on Mediavine. If a website's approved on Mediavine or Raptive or one of those just high-end ad networks where only roughly 14% of websites get approved, that's worth something to me. I would only purchase a business like this if it was approved by either Mediavine or Raptive or a higher-end ad network like Playwire, and if it also had a branded YouTube channel that was monetized over 1,000 subscribers, just like this business. That's the type of business I personally would want to pay a premium for and acquire. Now, just to make the math very simple, 36 months of monthly profit is how much these businesses are typically worth. Now, it can be anywhere from 20x, so 20 times monthly profit, to 40 times monthly profit or beyond, depending on how premium it is. And, again, those factors that I just mentioned, if you have all those assets, hey, if you have an email list, right? If you have thousands of people on an email list, that's also worth additional money, okay? Now, breaking this down, this is where it gets exciting. So back in May, when it was making 2.5K per month, and again, this is mostly profit because we're spending like $30 a month for the website and then $2 a month for the keyword research. So, it's really nothing for the expenses. So the business was worth $90,500 back in May when it was making 2.5K a month. Now, that's hard to believe. It's like 2.5K. How does that translate to 90K? It's because these businesses, they're worth so much because they're scalable. They're on the internet. They're digital. They're high profit, low margin, right? They or high profit margin but low expenses, right? June, when the income jumped 56% or 50% from 2.5K to 3.9K, it became worth $141,794. Okay. Now, July, where it grew 112%, if you take that month over month growth, you can apply that to the valuation as well. And the business absolutely exploded and is currently worth over $300,000 on that 36-month multiple. Okay. So this is where things get exciting, because this business, which started out small, is now a multiple six-figure business. Any way you slice it, whether it's just we talk about the cash flow every month and the cash flow that's going to be coming in the coming months, where, summer's not really meant to be a peak month. It's really a summer slowdown is the actual industry term. It's not supposed to be really like a peak time for advertising, which it's not. But Prime Day, that was a huge spike for this niche, for this industry. But Q4 and Black Friday and Cyber Monday and Christmas, that's what we're really excited about, where I really think this business is going to be generating 5 figures a month cash flow every month. Okay. Now, that's just a little fun math there, and anyone can apply this to their business. But basically, I'm going to share with you my 5-step strategy. But first, if you could just take a moment to like and comment the video. If you want more content like this, I know I was away for the last month. I was busy. I was out of town, and things were just rolling, with this business. So I was pretty busy, but I'm getting back into content now, and I want to get back to weekly episodes. Again, I'm going live every week in the school community, in the Profit Guild. So if you want to, hang out more often and get your questions answered directly from me, check out the community. It's a great time. Okay, let's start with step 1. The niche. This is so important. So when I do my one-on-one mentorship program and I do a workshop with each of my students and clients who joins the program, the first thing we work on is the niche. This is such a crucial step. It's make or break, honestly. There's ways that you can make your life easier by choosing a profitable niche that's also sub-niche down, where you eliminate the competition from day one. Or there's a way to just jump into a red ocean and just have no chance as a complete newbie, which is what most people do, sadly. Okay. Now, the tip I want to give that I've been seeing as a recurring theme with my clients is the more specific you get, the more money you're going to make. And it's scary. A lot of people just want to go as general and broad as possible to theoretically make as much money as possible. That it doesn't work like that. You need to get specific, because specific solutions makes more money than just general. If you try to serve everyone, you end up serving no one. Remember that. And you are probably your first target customer. So this is a helpful exercise, is instead of thinking of a niche, think about a target customer or an avatar, we call it, right? You are an example of an avatar. What kind of pains have you dealt with? What kind of things in your life, whether it's your industry experience from your career, your 9 to 5, whether it's just your hobbies, and maybe it's a pain. It could be something medical that you've dealt with all your life that you had to seek a solution, and you've been able to alleviate that pain, or you've been able to make a complete 180, right? It could be anything. It could be anything from weight loss. It could be, again, dealing with some sort of specific medical condition, whatever. But painkillers versus vitamins is the important takeaway here. When you just do a niche that's just like a nice to have, right? It's just like okay, it's broad. Yes, everybody could benefit from it, but like, to be honest, it doesn't really like land. It's not something that people are willing to pay big money, like hundreds of dollars, to solve this pain. Then there's not much money in that, to be honest. You have to get specific if you want to make more money. So painkillers versus vitamins, is your niche just a nice to have, or is it a must have? Okay. And solving problems. Are you actually helping people solve problems? Or again, is it just, that's nice to have, but it's not necessary? All right. And lastly, the thing about niche, if you want to make a lot of money, I really think that product focus and attracting buyers is a whole different mentality than just trying to get as much eyeballs as possible and trying to get attention. It's a different beast when you're attracting people who have money and are willing to spend money, right? People have good income and they're willing to spend money to buy things or products or services or software in order to solve that pain or that problem. Okay. Now that's step 1. Now, step 1, you could already be dead on arrival, to be honest. So that's why, again, for me, I work one-on-one with a workshop. It's a live workshop. It's not this automated AI thing that I work with every single one of my clients to ensure that they're starting off with the highest chance of success possible, and it starts with a niche. Step 2, this is huge, a professional website, okay? Most websites I see, sadly, are just noobs. They're just beginner-friendly. They're just wannabes, okay? Now, there's a saying, fake it till you make it, which I personally don't really like that saying, but I do think for the website, fake it till you make it, it's actually very effective because, to be honest, looking like $1 million website is not really a question of like, okay, have you earned it yet or whatever. It's just, do you know the right template, theme, layout to do? And that can just be a matter of like clicking a few buttons and taking like an hour or two. And that's exactly what I have in my affiliate website 2.0 template that I've spent the last year building this template to emulate those $1 million blogs and websites. And it's turned this case study into a six-figure website in just a little over a year. So it works, okay? And I've worked really hard on this, and you can copy and paste this within hours. That is the beauty of templates and, just being able to share this stuff. All right. Now, when you have something like this that looks like a professional $1 million website, you gain instant trust and authority off the bat because most people are visiting your website for the first time ever. What's their impression? To be honest, most of the websites I review, and these are from websites from newbies and from beginners, but to me, it just looks like some failed high school web development class project. Okay, it looks like some cheap, try to do it for cheap, try to do it with some off-the-shelf theme or whatever, and it just ends up not looking professional. If it doesn't look professional, I'm not going to buy. All right, it's that simple. When you see the biggest sites on there, like Wirecutter, which is one of the 9-figure examples that I'm going to show you how I am modeling after, and it's resulted in these kind of crazy results. I'm basically taking their authority and I'm implementing it to my own website. Because they've already figured out everything. They've already figured out how to get high converting sales, how to lay out your posts to generate the most amount of sales possible. All right. They've already figured out the hard stuff. I just have to copy it and then put my own flair and my own spin on it. Okay. Now, another thing is domain age equals higher Google rankings. Here's the thing. You can't just copy and paste my business. Like you could literally take the content, take the theme, the template, everything. You can spin up your own website and just copy it word for word, but it's not going to do anything because the difference is with my website, it's not just how it looks. It's not just how it looks and feels, but it's the fact that it has authority with domain age. If my domain is, let's say, at least 2 years old, then you buy a domain today, your domain's going to be 0 days old, 1 day old. You can't buy domain age. Okay. And Google's actually implemented some penalties in the past for people who try to purchase these age domains. But then let's say the content was totally irrelevant. Like it was in a different niche. And then all of a sudden, let's say it's talking about dogs and pets. And then all of a sudden today, now it's talking about medical terms and supplements and things like that. They cracked down hard on that because that's what people are doing to get domain age. There's no way to cheat domain age. You just have to buy a domain, have a live website with relevant content to your niche, and then there goes the timer. Now it begins. So if I have 2 years of domain age, you just have to start today if you want to catch up. That's why I'm not worried about competition, to be honest, because when you build something up to this level, you've built up something that has a moat that people just cannot copy and paste. I mean, you can try, it's not going to work. Okay. So the other thing is fast load times and amazing user experience. So Rocket hosting is what I'm using and what I'm recommending. I'm going to have a link in the description. You can sign up and check it out. But you just got to invest into your hosting because at the end of the day, I don't want to spend time worrying about performance and security. I want my web hosting company to take care of that for me because I'm busy focusing on high quality content, right? So if I'm spending any hours of the week on performance like I used to do, I'm wasting time that's not really revenue generating, but it's still crucial. It's still important, okay? So next is mobile friendly. You have to be mobile friendly in 2025. I think for this website, 2/3 of the traffic is mobile or 60% at least. That means 60% of my traffic and sales are coming from mobile. My mobile experience has to be optimal. It has to be perfect, okay, for people who are scrolling on a tiny screen, all right? So I make sure that Affiliate Website 2.0 is totally mobile optimized. Not just friendly, but mobile optimized, almost like mobile first. Next, this is a absolute game changer that's really cool, and I only started doing this recently. But you need to turn your boring affiliate links, which I just see some people just put like text links. You have to turn those into buttons, product boxes, and widgets. And again, I keep bringing up Wirecutter, which is one of my biggest inspirations. Check this out. This is a plugin that I started using for my affiliate sites. I can create Wirecutter looking boxes, product boxes. And here's the cool thing. I don't even need to have this product in hand. It uses the Amazon API, Associates API, Product Advertising API. Now, in order to get access to the API, you need an Amazon Associates account with 3 sales in 180 days. It basically needs to just be an approved account that, has reached that threshold, which, to be honest, if you're doing things the right way, 3 sales in 180 days shouldn't be an issue. But so many people are having an issue because, like I mentioned in other videos, is like you don't need to start that 180-day timer unless your site is already getting steady traffic. See, that's already a tip right there that's going to save you some pain and headache and hassle in the future. But anyways, with the API connected, I can literally just go on Amazon. I can go to any product, get my affiliate link, paste it into this plugin. It's going to take the stock image and create a product box just like this. So I don't even need to have the product in hand to create beautiful content and product boxes just like this. It's amazing. And what's cool is it also updates the price programmatically, so I don't need to worry about that. And if it has a discount, it actually shows that it's on sale and it crosses out the original price. It's awesome, okay? And it's all automated through the API. It's the coolest thing ever. So anyways, let's talk about step 3. Keyword research, all right? All of these results that you see are with a $2 a month keyword research tool. I've talked about it before, Keywords Everywhere, this Chrome extension. I have longer, like 1 hour plus tutorials on how I specifically use Keywords Everywhere. It's pretty in-depth. But you need to focus on purchase intent keywords that attract buyers. Okay, let me repeat that. Purchase intent keywords, like not just keywords that, they're just like this informational stuff that AI overview can just, copy and paste and cannibalize. We're talking about keywords that people type in who are trying to buy something. That is a different audience and traffic than people who are just window shopping and just tire kickers, okay? That's why I keep going back to this whole attract buyers, because it's going to make you money, okay? So it's a whole different way of thinking, to be honest. Now, when you're starting out, you can do informational to establish your authority, get your feet wet, get some content on your site, because to be honest, your site probably has no content. You need to bulk up your site with tons of content that gives you authority, that makes you sound like you know what you're talking about. Okay, that's important. Now, let's move on to step 4. High quality SEO content. This is part of the bread and butter, part of the secret sauce. EEAT. This is becoming such an important factor. And if we're wondering, okay, why are these results exploding in 2025? Didn't people say SEO is dead? It doesn't work anymore? Well, if we look at some of our growth with SEO on Google Search Console, on Ahrefs that I've shown in like previous videos and even right now, which is just crazy. Experience, expertise, authority, trustworthiness. That's what EEAT means, okay? I've been big on this since they started introducing it and talking about it forever. But there's been some debate. Some people said a while ago, okay, this is not really a ranking factor or a signal because it's, you can't prove it, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's not even for just the Google algorithm. It's for the customer. It's for the visitor to your website. If they don't trust you, and people want experiences these days, as we get more AI forward and just like AI first, people are seeking human experience of like, hey, I tried this product for 30 days. Here's what I think. I'm a real person just like you. That's what people are looking for. They're not looking for, okay, this AI overview just explain this thing and then I'm going to spend $300 and buy this product. Like, that's not how people spend money and research products. That's definitely not how I do my product research. Like, I may use it just to give me a list of maybe brands, but I'm going to go on YouTube. I'm going to watch reviews. I'm going to see how this thing works. And that's something that cannot be replaced by AI anytime soon, okay? But then you have expertise. So, at the end of the day, if you have a competitive advantage, like you have domain knowledge of a niche, use that domain knowledge. Like if you actually have credentials, if you have a college degree with your background is related somewhat, or you could spin it to be in a way that's related, use every single factor of authority to boost yourself up, to increase your conversion rates and get people to trust you. Trust is the missing formula for so many people who are trying to bypass trust and just get sales. You don't get sales without trust. That's the thing that people are just missing. It's so simple, but people are trying to get too fancy, right? And then authority. Yeah, authority, trustworthiness, these all go hand in hand. They just mean you're going to make more sales, and people are going to trust your brand, and they're going to come back to you. You're going to have repeat visitors and return customers, okay? On-page SEO. I have an SEO checklist. It's included in the Profit Guild, in the Affiliate Starter Kit, and in my one-on-one mentorship. SEO Made Simple checklist. It's a one-pager that has everything you need to rank page one. This is just table stakes. This is just like bare minimum stuff, okay? Turn your boring affiliate links into buttons. Yeah, I mentioned that. This is part of my content. My content looks good because I'm trying to have content that is on that level of, the Wirecutter, etc., right? And step number 5, marketing. Now, this is kind of an ironic thing. It's like, okay, I'm making the content. Isn't that marketing? No. Your content, especially if you're brand new and you just publish your first blogs or whatever, it's not really being discovered yet. Now, what are the platforms that are best for discoverability? To be honest with you, it's actually not going to be Google SEO first, especially if you're just starting out, you have no domain age or authority. It's actually going to be the social media platforms. It's going to be YouTube. It's going to be Pinterest. It's going to be TikTok, where they have a feed, right? So Google doesn't work like that. Like Google, you search keywords and then page 1 is like the results. On social media, you have a search bar for like YouTube, number 2 search engine in the world, by the way, but you have a feed. And anyone who watches YouTube knows that these days, you don't even just get shown like what you're subscribed to. You just get shown whatever's hot right now. It doesn't even have to be a topic or niche you're interested in. It just has to be interesting, because that's how YouTube makes so much money, is like get people hooked on viral content that could be completely irrelevant to your life, right? And it's like tempting junk food. Like it's so tasty, it's so bad for you, but it's so tasty, it's hard to resist. And I know I've been down those rabbit holes. I've watched stuff about, I read comments that are like, I have no interest in this topic or whatever, but you make it so interesting. I watched the whole 1 hour video. What a waste of time. Everybody just loves to waste time these days, man. But use that in your advantage, okay? Optimize for discoverability. So for me, one way that I'm so efficient with this case study, which by the way is part-time and has no employees, other than I have added on a contractor to do some video editing for it because I really don't have time. But repurpose your blog content for more efficiency. Turn that blog post into a YouTube video, into 5 to 10 Pinterest pins, into a TikTok short, a YouTube short, an Instagram reel. You can do whatever. Honestly, you need to meet your customers wherever they hang out, or else you're leaving money on the table. Simple as that. Okay? That is a really important tip. Now, each of these platforms has over 1 billion active users per month. So chances are your customers are everywhere. So try to be everywhere if you can. Obviously, that's the game. It's like you have limited time. How do you get on every single platform as a one-person, one-man show or one-person company? You have to get efficient. You have to use AI. You have to use tools that do some of the work for you. You just have to figure it out. Okay, that's part of the game, right? Now, that's the 5-step strategy. It's all focused on fundamentals. It absolutely works and is crushing it in 2025, even more than it was 10 years ago, to be completely honest with you. Like 10 years ago, scaling from 0 to 6 figures per year took way longer than it does in 2025. I mean, I have a YouTube channel I started 4 or 5 months ago that hit 1 million views in about 4 months, which just wouldn't have happened 10 years ago for me. So right now, there's more viewership than ever on YouTube. There's more buyers online, on Amazon, on Google, on everywhere, on TikTok, buying stuff like crazy, okay? And I'm seeing it firsthand through these earnings, but like it's crazy to see what the market's like today. You need to become a producer. You need to build this vehicle, this passive income machine that makes money while you sleep, because this is the only way you get true freedom. And this blueprint is right here for the taking if you want to learn. So if you want to work with me, basically I have a one-on-one mentorship. There's a group coaching and there's a VIP mentorship option. And that has resulted in incredible student results like I shared earlier. So if you want to check that out, link is going to be in the description. If you are curious about it, you can learn more there, and you can email me, or you can also book a quick chat to see if it's right for you after you check out the sales page and everything, okay? I will help you with choosing your niche, helping you pick $1 million brand, keyword research, how to create high quality content, make sure it's all good to go, it's highly converting, everything. So honestly, if you want to break free from the 9 to 5 and build something independent for you, which I highly recommend, look, at the end of the day, that's the only true wealth, is time wealth. Like if you're free to work from home in your pajamas and you don't have to commute and you don't have a boss, that's the best freedom that you can ask for, okay? So if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below. Appreciate everyone watching. Hoping to get regular with the episodes again, but I hope this was valuable and helpful to you, but wish you the best of luck. Take it easy.